We live in a world built on convenience. Every modern tool and device designed to make life easier, faster. But what happens when the conveniences vanish? When you're far from the safety of civilization and it's just you against nature? In moments like these, survival isn't about having the latest gadget. It's about remembering the forgotten skills that once kept us alive. Today, we're taking a step back in time, rediscovering the ancient bushcraft skills that were once essential to survival. These are the techniques that our ancestors mastered, not for fun, but for their very lives. These skills aren't just for wilderness experts. They're skills that everyone should know, for you never know when you'll need them. In today's world, uncertainty is everywhere. The future feels unpredictable, and one of the most crucial things we often overlook is our access to clean, safe water. What would you do if the supply ran out tomorrow? The Water Freedom System is your answer to this looming threat. With this system, you can secure an endless supply of water, no matter what happens in the future. Click the link in the comments and take the first step toward protecting yourself and your family from the unexpected. In uncertain times, having water is not just a luxury, it's a necessity. Stick around, because the last skill we cover might just save your life. Let's dive in and explore the forgotten tools that are more than just ancient relics. They're survival keys that could one day make all the difference. Imagine being deep in the woods, your phone dead, your GPS useless, and no one around to help. A situation like that can be terrifying for most people, but for those who've learned bushcraft, it's simply a challenge to overcome. These aren't just skills, they're the lifelines that our ancestors depended on to survive. Over time, we've traded hard-earned survival knowledge for the ease of modern life. But when the power goes out or the storm traps you outside, those modern tools won't do you any good. Will you have the skills you need to keep yourself alive? Bushcraft isn't just about surviving, it's about thriving. It's about becoming self-sufficient, connected to the land, and knowing that even without a store or a smartphone, you can find a way to make it through. The question is, have you prepared yourself for that moment? Let's start with one of the most basic, yet essential, skills in bushcraft: building shelter. It's more than just finding a place to sleep. It's about creating a safe haven from the elements, one that can conserve your body heat and protect you from wind, rain, and the cold. You don't need fancy tools or an instruction manual to build a shelter. First, find a sturdy ridgepole. Then, support it with 2 forked branches and start layering it with smaller branches, leaves, and moss for insulation. This simple, time-tested design can be completed in under an hour, and in harsh weather, it might just save your life. It might not win any design awards, but in the middle of a downpour, it'll keep you dry and warm, something you'll be thankful for when every second counts. Fire is more than just a luxury in the wild. It's a necessity. It warms you, cooks your food, purifies your water, and wards off predators. But what happens when your lighter fails, or your matches are wet? This is where the forgotten art of fire starting comes into play. Asterisk. The bow drill is one of the oldest methods of fire starting. It requires only 3 basic materials: a spindle, a fireboard, and a bow made from a flexible branch. With skill and patience, the friction generated between the spindle and the fireboard creates heat, eventually igniting the tinder. It's a skill that takes practice, but once you've mastered it, you'll realize that fire is never out of reach, no matter where you are. In a world where we take tools for granted, it's easy to forget that every tool was once crafted by hand, using only what nature provided. Crafting primitive tools is not just about survival. It's about creating your own solutions when nothing else is available. The first step in tool crafting is identifying the right materials: hard stones for sharp edges, durable wood for handles, and natural fibers for bindings. Whether it's a stone knife or a wooden spear, these tools can be crafted with your hands and ingenuity. When you craft your own tools, you aren't just surviving, you're solving problems, adapting to your environment, and learning to rely on your own skills. The final skill we'll discuss is one of the most overlooked, but it could be the difference between life and death. It's the ability to read the signs nature provides. Whether it's animal tracks, cloud formations, or the direction moss grows, nature leaves clues that can guide you towards safety. Every trail tells a story. Animal tracks can lead you to a water source. Clouds can predict incoming storms. The way moss grows on trees can tell you which direction is north. This isn't just ancient knowledge. It's a practical skill that helps you navigate the wild and stay one step ahead of danger. It's subtle, and it takes time to learn. But once you can read these signs, you'll find that nature isn't as unpredictable as it seems. These forgotten bushcraft skills remind us that we are capable of more than we think. In a world where convenience often rules, it's easy to forget that nature offers everything we need to survive and even thrive. Which of these skills do you think will be the most useful to you? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more insights into the world of bushcraft. In today's world, many of us associate bushcraft with spending time in the wilderness, building shelters, starting fires with flint, and living off the land. But what if I told you that the skills we traditionally associate with survival in the wild are just as important, if not more, in our everyday lives and during emergencies? These skills are not just for the outdoors. They can be life-saving and incredibly useful in any situation, whether you're at home, commuting to work, or facing a natural disaster. Let's explore why these age-old skills are more relevant than ever. Self-reliance is one of the core principles of bushcraft, and it's a mindset that's crucial in our modern world. In a society where convenience and technology dominate, it's easy to forget the value of being able to rely on ourselves in everyday situations. Imagine being stuck in traffic with a flat tire or dealing with a power outage at home. Knowing basic bushcraft skills, like how to create a makeshift fire, fix simple mechanical issues, or purify water, can turn a stressful situation into one where you feel empowered and capable. These skills give you the confidence to tackle problems head-on and without panic. Emergencies, whether they are natural disasters, power outages, or even more extreme events, can put us in situations where access to modern conveniences becomes limited or non-existent. In these times, bushcraft skills, like building a shelter, making fire, foraging for food, and purifying water, become not just useful, but essential. The ability to make a fire in the rain or find a safe water source when your local supply is compromised could mean the difference between life and death. Think about the increasing number of wildfires, floods, and hurricanes happening around the world. During such crises, communities often find themselves cut off from external help for hours or even days. Basic bushcraft skills, like how to signal for help, how to make an emergency shelter, or how to navigate without a GPS, are invaluable during such times. They prepare you to survive when the usual systems of support break down. Now, I know what you're thinking. Technology is everywhere, and we don't need to rely on bushcraft in a world with smartphones and smart homes. But the truth is, technology is not always reliable. Phones die, electricity goes out, and supply chains break down. When technology fails, bushcraft skills fill the gap. You can rely on nature to provide resources like water, food, and shelter when needed. And it's this combination of natural skills and modern knowledge that makes you truly prepared. For instance, while a solar power generator can keep you going during a blackout, knowing how to build a fire from scratch is an indispensable backup. These skills are about balance, using technology when it's available and returning to nature when it's not. Bushcraft is not just about tools and techniques, it's about mindset. It encourages you to think creatively, stay calm under pressure, and develop resilience. These qualities are just as valuable in daily life as they are in the wilderness. The more you practice bushcraft, the better you become at adapting to unexpected situations, thinking outside the box, and problem-solving. Whether you're preparing for a storm, working in an office, or trying to fix something around the house, these skills can sharpen your decision-making abilities and boost your confidence. Bushcraft skills offer far more than just the ability to survive in the wild. They teach us how to be self-reliant, how to stay calm in emergencies, and how to adapt when things go wrong. In a world that's becoming increasingly unpredictable, these skills are not just useful, they're essential. Whether you're navigating everyday challenges, dealing with a crisis, or preparing for the worst, having a set of practical, nature-based survival skills can give you the edge you need to thrive in uncertain times. So, don't just think of bushcraft as something to learn for your next camping trip. Think of it as a life skill, one that prepares you for anything the world throws your way. If you're ready to start building your own bushcraft skills and get prepared for any situation, be sure to check out the link in the comments for the ultimate survival guide. Don't wait until it's too late. Start learning the skills that could change your life today.